Hello, Hannah the Suburban Witch here, and today I am going to be showing you what books I'm currently reading. If you're new to my channel, I'm Hannah the Suburban Witch, a professional tarot reader and astrologer, and I love bringing you my witchy content here on YouTube. Make sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and please leave me a comment. I would love to know what you're reading at the moment and if you've read any of these books as well. So jumping into it, I'm currently reading 3 books at the moment, so yeah. This is Southern Cunning by Aaron Oberon. It's folkloric witchcraft in the American South. It's a very short book. I actually expect to finish this within the week. It's only 132 pages long and I'm up to page 82, so I'm more than halfway through. The back of the book says this: Southern Cunning is a journey through the folklore of the American South and a look at the power these stories hold for modern witches. Through the lens of folklore, animism, and bioregionalism, the book shows how to bring rituals in folklore into the modern day and presents a uniquely American approach to witchcraft born out of the land and practical application. Now, I was very interested in reading this book, but I have 2 things to say on it so far. Firstly, I didn't realise I was supposed to read another book before this one, which it's a book called, The Silver Bullet and Other Witchcraft Folk Tales, I think. It's like a super old, I found a random PDF online for free, so I've been able to read like the very first story. But it goes into it expecting you to already be very familiar with American folktale rather than giving an overview of what the story is that he's referring to. Like sometimes he kind of does, but I'm playing catch up a lot of the time. Like I've never heard this before. That might be because I'm Australian and I'm not from the American South, so I'm not the intended audience. But I thought it would be really interesting to learn about, and I'm not getting all of the learnings that I was expecting. So I'm having to read the other PDF alongside this to make it make sense. Another gripe, and this is very minor and it is not the writer's fault, this would be the editor or publisher's fault. The editing in this is not great. There are a ton of grammatical and typing errors. So again, that's usually not the writer because you're so close to it when you write something that you don't see any of that stuff. I know as someone who is writing books, it's up to the editor to pick up on typos and things like that. And it actually messes with my ability to enjoy the book because there's sentences that don't work, words that are the wrong words in the wrong spot. It just bothers me as a Virgo, but it's not the content, if that makes sense. It is just a very minor criticism. Aside from that, it's okay. It's interesting. I'm learning stuff, and that's the point of books, right? To learn stuff, but I probably won't read it again. Who knows? The other half may change my mind. The next book I'm reading at the moment has been suggested that I read many times. This is The Body Keeps the Score by, what is his name? Bessel van der Kolk. It looks like a really old fashion. I actually had this on my shelf for like the past 6 years and I thought it was really old, but it's really not. I think, when was it actually published? Published in 2014. This looks like it's from the 80s. Anyway, that's beside the point. This is really good. I am not very far in. I'm up to chapter 5. That's page 75. The book itself is, wow, that's like 100 pages of notes and further reading and resources. Oh my God, an appendix and acknowledgements. All right. 356 pages. This last section is literally just notes, footnotes, acknowledgements and such. So 356 pages and I'm 75 pages in. So far, it's very good. I did know a lot of the stuff that they're talking about. Like I'm aware of the findings from this book, but it's good to get the background stuff, the understanding of, I guess, the history in the psychology space around post-traumatic stress disorder and other traumatic events and how our body deals with that. It's just really interesting. So I'm intrigued to see what else there is in this, and I think it's a useful tool in the toolbox to have an understanding of this sort of stuff, right? It kind of goes into like somatic healing and that sort of thing is what I presume from where we're going and what I know of the book. But yeah, it's good. Mind, brain and body in the transformation of trauma is what he said. The effects of trauma can be devastating for sufferers, their families, and future generations. Here, one of the world's experts on traumatic stress offers a bold new paradigm for treatment, moving away from standard talking and drug therapies and towards an alternative approach that heals mind, brain, and body. And lastly, for a little bit of fun, this is, I guess, not as relevant to my work, and that's okay, because I'm not all work and no play. This is my fun book, because I often have 2 non-fiction books on the go and a fun book on the go. This is my escape book. This is called Shadow's Edge. It's actually book 2 in a series. I don't even know what the series itself is called. So this is from the Night Angel trilogy. The first book is The Way of Shadows, which I read earlier in the year. And I needed a big break in between them because it's pretty intense. Like, it's a very boyish book. I don't know. So this one's called Shadow's Edge. Like, it's about an assassin. It's lots of blood and gore and like shock value in the reading, but I enjoy the magic idea behind it, like the magic system that they draw, and I think that's really interesting. It is a fantasy book. I am like 8 pages in. I've just started this one, but I know it's a good series, so if you're looking for something interesting, it's by Brent Weeks. He's an alright writer. Not amazing, but I mean, this was his second book, I think, so not expecting the world, but yeah, it's a good little escape. So tell me below, what are you guys reading at the moment? Do you want to see what else is on my to be read list? I will do another video of what's like my upcoming next books I'm going to read. But if you're ever curious on what books I would like to read, I'll pop my Amazon wishlist below. You can have a look at it. If you want to send me something, feel free to. I love that. This one was actually a gift from one of my Patreon supporters through my Amazon wishlist, because not only does it help me and my craft and me teaching everybody to get this like really well-rounded, well-read view on everything, but it helps you guys as well to know whether a book is worth reading or not. You get better content from me and better book reviews. So if you're a book word witch, definitely check that out. There's a few on there. Of course, anything on my to be read list is not an automatic recommendation. All right. It is a Hannah wants to read this and then she'll let you know, because as you guys know, I am a little bit critical of some books. Not every book is great. And I will be very honest about the ones that are not and ones that are harmful as well. Anyways, I hope you're having a lovely day in the world wherever you are today, and I will chat with you next time.